Kim Rowe with For the Nest, and this was my latest creation using a combination of two Evolution colors by Farmhouse Paint. I mixed Turbo Time and Organic White to get this beautiful color that I am calling Sea Glass. You know, I always say that your finish is only as good as your foundation, and so the prep began with this piece, and I took the handles off first and then got down to the dirty work of cleaning it. I picked this up at a yard sale and I was super excited to find this piece because it is solid cherry. All of the drawers are solid wood. There were some gouges and scratches on the top, so I used my Surf Prep 80 grit to sand that down and get some of them a little bit smoother, and then used 150 grit to smooth it off. I also used the Surf Prep on the drawers as well. So using my B10 brush by Klingon, I am adding the Evolution paint to these drawers. This is the first coat, and I like to put the paint on first and then go back and forth in a fluid motion to give it a smooth look. The Klingon brush helps with the finish. It just leaves no brush marks, and the Evolution paint itself really self-levels, and so you can't go wrong with this combination. So once I finished the drawer fronts, I let them dry and moved on to the body of the dresser. After cleaning out the inside drawer cavities and dusting them really well, I used my B10 brush to do the entire dresser, and it worked great. Sometimes I like to use a smaller brush, but in this instance it worked fine and I didn't need to do that. I like to add my paint in hash marks kind of along the sides and long areas and then pull it together using one big stroke. This wood pate is what I use to fill in some of the gouges in the top of the dresser and let that dry. Then I sanded that down, and now I'm going to paint the top. Again, I like to add the paint in small strokes. I call them hash marks, and once I put them all the way across the long area, I go back and forth in one fluid motion. One other tip here is when you're standing in front of the dresser, start at the back side and work your way forward. I've done it many times when I start in the front and move backwards, and you pretty much end up getting paint on yourself. Not that I mind that, because I always seem to have paint on my clothing when I'm painting, but it does make it easier to start from the back and move forward. The first coat was dry, I added the second coat, and even on areas where I thought might bleed through here, the second coat covered it up well, and I finished up the project using only 2 coats of paint. You can see the before here was a super solid piece of furniture, but just needed a little updating, and with adding new satin pulls and the color Sea Glass that I'm calling, it turned out beautiful. I was really excited about this piece. The drawers were very roomy, and I think it'll make a great piece for someone in their home. One tip I have when you're staging your piece is adding some live plants and metal elements. It's a great way to just make your piece pop. I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you haven't already subscribed and liked to my channel, I would appreciate it. Have a great day.